And good evening, everybody, from Northeast Delta Dental Stadium in Manchester, New Hampshire. This is the 2022 NHIAA Service Credit Union Baseball Championships, the Division I title on the line as 2-seeded Pinkerton Academy takes on 4th-seeded Londonderry. Hi, everybody. Brett Franklin, joined by Steve Beals. Glad to have you aboard. For all of those watching us on the NFHS Network, brought to you by FNL NH Media. Glad to have you aboard here. Beautiful afternoon for some baseball. And here we are, Steve, the Division I state championship game against the Astros and the Lancers. This should be a fun one here this afternoon.
Always a fun one indeed. This is two schools that no matter whether it's chess, football, baseball, or whatever, it is going to be a rivalry no matter what, and to have these two teams at Division I finals is just going to be a stellar matchup. Looking forward to it. I would expect the hitting to be amped up pretty solid here in this game, and watching some of the warm-ups going on, and there's some velocity on the arms that we're going to be seeing today. So looking forward to a great game, and the weather just continues to cooperate for us beautifully.
Loving that, and let's take a look at both teams' journeys to this very game here. We'll start with second-seeded Pinkerton Academy. They finished the regular season at 17-3, earned the 2 seed. They blanked Spalding 10-0 in the first round, and then knocked off 7th-seeded Winnacunnet 2-1 before beating Exeter 7-1 in the state semifinal game to appear in this contest. Meanwhile, Londonderry, they're the 4 seed. They took care of Man Central West 4-0, the 13th seeded Man Central West team. And then Londonderry knocked off upset-minded Wyndham, the 12 seed, 10-0. And then big upset in the semifinal, taking care of the Portsmouth Clippers 4-1. And this is a Londonderry team that is young.
That's not an easy feat right
I was
there.
just about to say, not an easy feat with a relatively young squad for Brent Demas.
Yeah, absolutely. These two schools are very, very big on athletics. They're very big. They have great feeder programs on almost any sport that you can imagine, whether it's lacrosse and baseball in the spring, football and soccer, and basketball obviously as well. Doesn't matter. Girls, boys sports, all solid. But that upset against Portsmouth was unexpected, and that just shows you that this team is gelling at the right time.
Yeah, Londonderry scored a run in the second and 2 in the fourth, and then 1 in the seventh, and basically put things away for the Lancers and the upset-minded Lancers.
You've got to give them a lot of credit.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with the batting order for the Londonderry Lancers. 20-6 overall. Their starting lineup will look like this. Jaden Hamilton will lead off and play shortstop. It's Owen Carey, the first baseman, batting second. Johan Pena bats third and plays third base. Kevin Rourke is the cleanup hitter. He'll do the pitching. Jack Marshall, center field. He will bat fifth, followed by Adam Wally. He's the right fielder. He'll bat sixth. Jet Jones is the DH. He will bat seventh. Brady Anderson batting eighth and playing second base. And then it's Brett McKinnon who will bat ninth and play left field. Drew Heenan is the flex player. For Pinkerton, they come in at 20-3 overall. The Astros, their lineup will look like this. Brandon Horn will lead off and play shortstop. Cole Yanuko will do the catching and bat second. Jacob Albert is batting third, playing center field. Jackson Marshall batting in the 4 spot, playing left field. Nick Rio batting in the 5 spot, playing first base. Liam Doyle's the starting pitcher, batting sixth. Tom Rio, the Rio brothers, he will be the designated hitter. Riley Bolio will play third base and bat eighth. And Lorenzo Corsetto will bat ninth and play second base. The flex player for the Astros is in right field. That is Max Lukeman. So when we look at the two teams, these two teams did meet in the regular season, and it was Londonderry coming away with a 2-0 win back on May 6th. That was at Londonderry. Again, just one of 3 losses for the Astros, so a little bit of some familiarity with these two programs.
Yeah, and there's a lot of these familiarity between these two programs as far as the athletes are concerned on multiple sports. So these guys know each other. Both these teams know each other well, pretty deep in the order here, and that can sometimes increase the intensity that we'll see on the play. Looks to me like Liam Doyle's got some pretty good velocity. Started a little bit before the game. Be interesting to see how he delivers.
First pitch misses for ball one as First pitch coming right at 4 o'clock here on the East Coast. Kevin Bolduc is our home plate umpire. Alan Gorovitz is over at first, and then Jeff Leiner over at third base.
Yeah, the NHIAA has got these games right on time. And obviously, from a time standpoint, benefited from last game with it ending early. And with the pace of the two pitches in the first game, same thing.
Pitch is fouled off.
So getting games in here haven't not been a problem thus far.
Monadnock taking the first game this morning in the Division III state championship, and then it was Sunapee rolling in the Division IV state championship.
Yeah, that second game with Sunapee, that surprised me, the gap in that score.
10-0 the final in that one.
Yep.
Pitch hit on the ground, nicely knocked down by Horn over at short. Throws on to first, good pick at the bag, one out.
Nice pickup by Nick Rio. Nice stop out there by Brandon Horn.
And we've seen it today that routine grounders have not been routine for some players, but nicely played there by Horn.
Yep.
Brings up Owen Carey, the first baseman, one away here in the top of the first.
Yeah, hit it on the button, but right at Brandon.
So here is Owen Carey. He had 2 hits and an RBI in the semifinal win over Portsmouth, the Clippers. Like you said, Steve, not an easy task to take down a program like that. Division I always loaded in baseball.
Yep.
As Liam Doyle rocks and fires. Portsmouth was the #1 seed, Pinkerton the 2 seed, Nashua South earned the 3 seed.
Yeah.
But they were bounced by Exeter in the
Portsmouth
quarterfinals.
is just lighting it up in so many sports, girls and boys right now. School is really on the rise as far as athletic. Not that it's ever not been. It just things are really coming together for Portsmouth right now. A lot of pride developing there. If anybody's gone to a Portsmouth field and watch a game, great spirit out there. But you got to give Londonderry credit.
The 1-2. Yeah, again, Londonderry, a young squad. They have 2 freshmen, 3 sophomores, and 3 juniors in the starting lineup. Not bad for Brent Demas as the bench boss. Pitch is hit in the air to center field. Charging in, making the grab is Albert out there in center. Kind of waited a little bit, but did a nice job waiting for that ball to kind of settle down and makes the catch for the second out.
The worst thing you can do, obviously, in center field especially, but all fields really, when you get a rope hit at you, don't come forward unless you know it. You're much better off stepping back, then coming forward and letting it drop in front of you, keep it at first base. But boy, if you try to overplay it in the beginning by coming forward, it goes over your head.
Johan
just
Pena.
stands to reason.
Yeah, that was nicely played there by Albert.
Yep, good athlete, no matter what he does.
Johan Pena, he's the third baseman. Batting in the 3-hole, 2 away here in the top of the first, the Division I state championship.
Speed and acceleration for Jacob is not an issue to make up a little ground on a ball if he misjudges it. He's got some serious speed. Nice pitch.
Called strike, 1-1. This is the first state title appearance for Pinkerton since 2014. Their last state championship win, 1986. Kind of an excuse me swing there from Pena, and he fouls it off.
An excuse me swing. You may need to footnote that. I may use that. I like that.
Londonderry, last trip to the title game was in 2019 when they won it all. 6 titles in Lancer program history. Pitch misses outside.
Liam, I don't know what that break-in pitch, that does not look like a curveball. It looks like a hard slider. Got some good movement on it, but it gets there in a hurry, so. Yeah, it's a nice pitch right there. That's just pure heat.
First strikeout of the game for Liam Doyle, and he's pumped up.
Yeah, I would say Liam's blood pressure just went up a few points. He is ready. That's a nice inning pitch there to open. That's exactly what the Astros were looking for, is to get an opportunity at bat, not scored upon. It's always good when you can open the first inning like that.
As you can see, through it high and out of the zone.
Yeah, that was some heat on that one.
Pena went fishing and didn't come away with it. So 1, 2, 3, the Lancers retired in order. And let's run down the Pinkerton batting order once again while we have a chance here. Yep. Brandon Horn will lead off and play shortstop. Cole Yanuko is the catcher. He'll bat second. Jacob Albert is batting third, playing center field. Jackson Marshall, the cleanup hitter, he'll play left field. Nick Rio is the first baseman, and he will bat fifth. Liam Doyle, who just got that last punch out, he's the pitcher, and he will bat sixth. Tom Rio is the DH. He will bat seventh. Riley Bolio batting eighth and playing third base. And Lorenzo Corsetto is the second baseman and batting ninth. And again on the mound for Londonderry, it's Kevin Rourke. He will get the call here as facing a Pinkerton lineup that this year, five times they put up double-digit scores this year. And though Pinkerton was shut out, they're just one of two shutouts the Astros suffered this season. One was at the hands of Londonderry. So we'll see if that history comes back.
Yeah,
here.
Londonderry seems to have a knack for the big games against strong opponents.
Well, it's interesting when you talk about Londonderry, Steve. You know, they started the season 0-3.
0-3.
And again, they lost to Sauhegan, which is a Division II squad, Man Central West, and then Exeter. And then after that, they rattled off 2, 4, 6, 8. They rattled off a 10-game winning streak, including beating Pinkerton during that run. So,
well, as a young and a lot of freshmen, sophomores, junior team, that just stands to reason. This may take a little time to gel. The fact that they finished this strong tells you that not only is the team gelled and they playing well, this has got to be a pretty good consortium here of athletes because and baseball players because Division I's got a lot of talent and a lot of good teams to work through in that playoff bracket to be able to have got here. So good for them.
Brandon Horn swinging at the first pitch for the Astros, sails it into right field, and it's going to be right at Wally, who makes the catch. One pitch, one out. Yeah, that's one of the traits when you have a young squad, Steve. Right, it's going to gives coach a lot of gray hairs, but if you can get everybody to buy in, can prove successful.
Absolutely.
I think that's why you got to tip your hat to Brent Demas, the head coach of Londonderry. Cole Yanuko steps in, takes ball one. And
then to bring him along this far and then have a majority of the squad here probably for another couple of years, at least another year, certainly a lot will be here 2 more years, some 3. That's building building the brand, so to speak, that's going to have high expectations going into the year. And it's much easier as a coach to get buy-in when you have that mojo going. And coaches in high school sports today need buy-in from their athletes. So, as you said, kudos to him.
The 1-2 is swung on. Chopper to the first baseman, Carey. Flip on to Rourke. Nice job covering the bag there, 2-away.
One of the big benefits of having a lefty first baseman and a righty second baseman. That right-hand hole, really very little you want going through there, and made a nice pickup there. And
nice job by Rourke to cover the bag.
Yeah, it sure was.
Easy for a pitcher to just kind of watch it happen, but he was right there in plenty of time. 2 away, and Jacob Albert, the center fielder, takes a strike. Both starters looking for a 1-2-3 first inning. Taking a little bit off there does Rourke. Londonderry 8-3 on the road this season. Pinkerton 5-3. The Astros were 15-0 at home this season.
Well, Peter, last game behind the plate, very slow to put up that thing. He made you think about it. Is it a strike or ball? Not here.
The old delay strike call.
No delays here. It's like it's coming over the plate, and he's got his arm in there. 2-1. Got onto that a little bit.
Pops it up. Can of corn for Marshall in center field, and that will retire the side. Both teams go down in order in the first. No score in Manchester in the Division I state championship.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Back here at Northeast Delta Dental Stadium after one inning, no score. Both teams going down in order, and our respective pitchers, Liam Doyle and Kevin Rourke, looking good in inning number one, Steve.
Yes, they are. Both pitchers look strong. Seem to have a good command of working the ball around the plate. I'm sure we haven't seen their whole repertoire, but they mix in some speeds, and it looks to me like Liam Doyle's got a good hard slider, and he works that with a heater. I haven't seen him pull the string yet, but boy, if he's got a good change up there, he's got just those three pitches alone is quite an arsenal when you've got the kind of velocity he does. But it all starts out with a fastball, setting him up, realizing they have very little time. I wish we had a pitch meter here, an MPH meter here, because I'd like to know what he's throwing when he's throwing the heat. That's a pretty good heater right there.
Kevin Rourke, our starting pitcher for Londonderry, trying to throw down a bunt and takes strike one. So both our starting pitchers going at it here. Kevin Rourke got a 1-2-3 bottom of the first.
Well, Kevin gets you on pace. I mean, he doesn't take a lot of time in between. Nice. I can't tell you. I'm trying to figure out if that's a curveball or a slider. I can't tell. It looks to me like a hard
slurve,
slide,
if you will.
Well, it's too fast for a typical curveball. Nice pitch. He's bringing it.
Yeah, that one, he pumped that one in there, and it's 1-2.
But we haven't seen him pull the string. He probably won't if he doesn't have to. But boy, if he's got a change up on that, wow.
Doyle, a senior.
He'll be walking back to the dugout when the ball goes by.
Yeah, he's been mixing up his pitches really nice. First left-handed pitcher we've seen all day today.
No. Second pitcher in the last game. Remember?
No, that's right.
Yep.
That's why they pay you the big bucks. To keep me on track.
I'm trying to add a little color.
Swing and a miss. Rourke goes down. Second strikeout of the game for Liam Doyle.
Yeah, I give a lot of. I know I probably say I'll say it one last time before we close the books on the last game. I really thought Coach Fredericks did a heck of a job. Both coaches were excellent, but Coach Fredericks did a great job at critical times in the game. I thought making some terrific decisions, but when you got a pitcher like that, you're going to look good.
Jack Marshall, the center fielder, fouls off the first pitch. It seems like the two more offensively aggressive teams obviously came out on top in the first
Jack
two
Marshall is the left fielder right now for Pinkerton. Or am I mistaken?
We have a Jackson Marshall and a Jack Marshall. Ground ball, gracious. Third baseman on to first in
and
time.
That's why we pay you the big money.
Riley Bolio making the play, 5-3. Yeah, Jack Marshall for Londonderry starting in center field. And then we have Jackson Marshall, the left fielder for Pinkerton. He'll lead off the next inning.
Good gracious, huh? What's the chances of that? Well, Jack Marshall's not exactly a rare name, right? I mean, that's pretty quote-unquote All-American, as they say.
Here's Adam Wally, the right fielder, with 2 out, nobody on. Liam Doyle looking for another 1-2-3 inning here in the second.
Liam's looking really strong right now.
Into right center field, dropping quickly, and it will drop for a base hit. So Adam Wally gets Londonderry the first base hit of the game, and it comes with 2 outs. Nothing too crazy there, just kind of stuck the bat out and
short swing. Carlton Fisk style short swing. You know, when you got a guy throwing heat like that, you know, you can't swing from your tail end to at least in the beginning of the game until you begin to time him, and that's just a good piece of hitting right there.
Here's the DH, Jet Jones. And he takes ball 1 inside.
Jet Jones, that would look good in a bubblegum card.
I was going to say, what a great
Jet Jones,
what a great baseball name.
Wow.
He was born, and parents knew he was going to play baseball with that name for sure. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first, not in time.
Both catchers here are outstanding athletes on both teams. I know them from other sports, and it doesn't surprise me that they look as solid as they do behind the plate.
Breaking pitch.
There's a curveball. Okay, so that is a hard slider for sure. The other one that he's throwing, that's a hard slider.
Yeah, we haven't, like you said, Steve, haven't seen too much of the fastball from
Doyle.
Doyle.
I mean, you could call that pulling the string right there with the heat that he's throwing. That curveball probably lost 30 miles an hour, so he didn't know what to do with it.
Pitch misses outside. Yeah, that curveball's got a nice 12-6 break right there.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at first. Londonderry getting their first hit of the game for either team. Adam Wally, 2-out single. 2-2 the count here.
Been kind of impressed specifically with Sunapee, Monadnock, Sunapee, and now Londonderry. I haven't really got a chance to watch that these guys do not back off the plate. If they're being brushed back, they stay right there. And part of good hitting is having that, I don't want to call it courage, but having that nerve to say, I'm staying in the box. And I thought Sunapee crowded the plate last game incredibly well and really messed up. I think got inside the hurlers' heads. I really do.
That's a great point.
And this guy, he's hanging right in there. He's changed his stance a little bit. I don't know. Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, I think he's 2-strike hitting right now.
Runner at first. Runner goes. Swing and a miss.
Nice pitch.
Liam Doyle picks up strikeout number 3.
Yeah, if Londonderry's going to swing at those high heaters, they're very unlikely they're going to catch up to those.
So Londonderry does not get a run. They get 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Inning and a half complete, and it's still no score. Yeah, Liam Doyle's looked good, and Kevin Rourke will get his chance.
He looked good, too, in the first inning.
Again, Londonderry's defense, we'll set it for you here real quick. From left to right, it's McKinnon in left, Marshall in center field, Wally in right, Pena over at third base, with Hamilton at shortstop, Anderson the second baseman, Carey over at first, and Heenan doing the catching for our starting pitcher, Kevin Rourke, excuse me. But don't forget, we have the Division II state championship game coming up, the nightcapper. Hollis Brookline and St. Thomas for the right to hoist the hardware for Division II. Again, we saw Monadnock take the Division III title game this morning, and then Sunapee blowing out Newmarket in 6 innings, and so far a pitching and defense style matchup here. It's like you said, Steve, kind of 2 different angles here when you look at it story-wise. Pinkerton, they've got the experience, they've got the senior leadership. Londonderry, it's almost...
Pinkerton's like a locomotive.
Yeah, keeps on chugging.
Throughout the whole year, and it's just, they're meeting, and they're here. They have met expectations. I wouldn't say exceeded them. I think people kind of expected that. I think Londonderry, as you were talking about, Brett, their development throughout the season and the chemistry in which they play, pretty impressive.
Yeah, I would say Londonderry probably the most surprising team in Division I this year.
Yeah, but I mean, to beat Portsmouth, was it 18-1, Portsmouth?
Yeah.
Wow.
And rather held them in check in that game, too.
Yeah.
Jackson Marshall trying to check his swing there, and he does.
Jackson as well, 3-sport athlete, very accomplished football player. I would argue one of the best linemen you're going to find in the state. And boy, underneath the basket, he is something else. Played very strong basketball, and obviously he can play some baseball as well. So, got a Division I frame,
and earns the 1 out, or earns the leadoff walk.
Nice job there, just laying off those pitches. Those are hard to lay off unless you've been in the batting cage and taken a number of those. Have them throw up around your chest, kind of up underneath your chin bone, and they're so attractive to swing, and it takes an accomplished baseball player to lay off those. So a nice at-bat for Jackson.
So leadoff man aboard here, first base runner for the Astros, and it brings up Nick Rio. And he shows bunt and takes ball 1. Again, as we mentioned, when you look at the Division III, Division IV games, the offensive team that was much more aggressive on the base path, doing the little things, came out on top. So we'll see how things play out here for the Astros. There's a bunt down the first base line. Rourke, with only one play, makes the out.
Very well-timed bunt. The other thing about him that I like, too, is he goes into that bunt position very late in the windup, which does not allow the first and third baseman to get too far down the line to potentially throw it to second base. So good fundamentals there and good execution on that bunt. Puts the first run of the game in scoring position.
Steve Campo, the head coach, putting on the bunt there, the sacrifice, and it looks like Rourke's got to make a
glove change. I'm not sure if he had multicolored glove, and I don't think they allow that from a pitcher.
Yeah, I think the umpire, Kevin Bolduc, went out there and made the motion, and then that's when he started walking towards
I'm
the
pretty
dugout.
sure that was a multicolored glove, and you just can't have that. It's such a distraction to a batter.
Here's Liam Doyle to try to help his own cause. He goes after the first pitch. High fly ball to deep right field, back towards the track, and making the catch is Wally. Tagging from second is Marshall, and there's a runner at third now with 2 away. Brings up Tom Rio, the DH. Again, pretty much any deep fly ball here is going to give a team an opportunity to tag up. As Rio takes the first pitch for a strike.
Well, it's 2 outs, isn't it?
2 outs, yep.
Oh, you mean on the last play?
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Oh, he did it. In the alley. That's good. That may get by him. It's going to.
Astros take the lead, and Tom Rio knocks in the first run in the Division I state title game.
Apparently there's a bleach blonde hair thing going on here because he pulled his helmet off and rubbed his head towards the dugout there, and they all went wild. So they got something going on there. That's a good job. That's okay. You got a bunt that drives him in scoring position, an opposite field fly, and you break the ice and get the run. Good work. Nice curveball.
Again, small ball comes into effect here in the title game, and the Astros take advantage. So good strategy there from Steve Campo, the head coach of the Astros. 2 away for Riley Bolio. Bolio, the third baseman.
Yep.
He's a senior. Long stare from Rourke.
Ooh.
And he gets a called strike, and it's 0-2.
That was a generous strike right there.
Excuse me, 1-1 the count. 2 away, runner at second. Hit on the ground, left side of the infield, gobbled up by Hamilton.
Oh, that's a nice.
And in time.
Wow. Jaden Hamilton with that nice job fielding that ball. Watch him stay low if we're going to get him catching the ball, and watch the quick release. He's already getting himself ready to throw as he drops down. Unfortunately, we couldn't see it. There you go. That's a nice piece of fielding right there.
So the Astros do get a run, though. They plate the first run of the game, an RBI double by Tom Rio. And we go to the third with the Astros up 1-0.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
All right, back here in Manchester, top of the third inning we go. Astros striking first. They lead at 1-0 over Londonderry, the second-seeded Astros, fourth-seeded Lancers here in the Division I state championship. Liam Doyle back out for another inning of work, and he fires in a strike.
Both pitchers are impressing me Liam is a southpaw, though. He is really nice pitch. Look at that. That's that hard slider again.
Brady Anderson, the leadoff hitter, followed by Brett McKinnon, and then Jaden Hamilton. 8-9, one of the Lancer order due up. Doyle has struck out 3 in the 9 batters that he's
getting it by him.
That he has faced.
What would you guess his MPH is?
I am a terrible guesstimator.
I'll bet you he's pinching 88, 89.
I was going to say mid-80s at least.
He could be topping, he could be topping 88, 89, 90 even if with all of it.
Down and in for ball 1.
I mean, he is all over the plate.
See the fans out at the hotel patio in left center field.
Yeah, they look like they're having a terrible time out there, don't they?
Enjoying the beautiful weather and a state championship
quadruple
header.
My son's out on the camera right field. He's got that black hood over him for the sun, and he would have had no idea if that ball missed him only by about 8 or 10 feet. Oh, well.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Brady Anderson.
Oh, what a pitch. Wow.
No chance. 4th strikeout of the day for Doyle.
That is a nasty pitch right there. That had no business hitting the strike zone from the eyeballs coming out of the release. Watch this thing go. Watch this. Nowhere near the plate. Way outside. Look at that thing come right in. That's great work, Ben. Great job, Ben, on that slow-mo. This kid has got some, wow.
Brings up the 9-hitter.
Another one.
Brett McKinnon, and he takes a strike. Again, the 4th strikeout of the day for Liam Doyle. That was the first one looking. The senior kicks and fires. Quickly, 2 strikes on the number 9 hitter, McKinnon.
Yeah.
Londonderry with 1 hit. Came from Adam Wally. 2 outs in the 2nd. Doyle quickly ahead in the count here, 0-2. Fastball high and away.
That was by design. Totally by design. He's got him, up on him 0-2. Well, actually, it says 1 strike. I'm sorry. I thought it was 0-2.
I did as well.
Did you? Are you sure it's not?
Pitch misses outside.
Yeah, that slipped off his hands completely. He wants another ball.
Again, our pitch counter there and tucked away in left field. Kind of a tough angle.
2 strikes right now. It was 2 strikes. So you're up 1-2 against the batter right like that, or 0-2 in that situation, and just throw a high heater out high and outside. Nice pitch.
And it goes right back at him on the 2-2. Strikeout number 5 for Doyle. And there's 2 out, and we go back to the top of the order with Jaden Hamilton.
Yeah, pay attention to this fella. He's got poise. He's got poise.
Hamilton grounded out 6-3 to start the game.
Equally as important as he's got talent. Nice pitch.
Did he go? Yes, he did.
That's why I said nice pitch. He definitely went.
Alan Gorovitz, our first base umpire.
Yeah, but, it takes the home plate umpire to – I just love when referees and umpires and officials communicate. And he said, that's not mine, that's yours. What did he do? It just gives the fan base and the players confidence, coaches confidence in the quality of how the game's going to be called. Nice pitch.
0-2 now on Jaden Hamilton.
Liam's putting together – got 2 outs here. Liam's putting together 3 innings of – this is Londonderry Lancers he's facing here. This isn't any –
looking for his 6th strikeout of the game. Looking to strike out the side here with a 1-2 count on Jaden Hamilton, the leadoff hitter and shortstop for Londonderry. Southpaw readies and fires. Didn't go.
I thought he tipped it. I guess he didn't.
So ball 2.
Yanuko looking to get out. Here we go. Ooh.
Great camera work there by our stellar crew.
That's Craig out in left field, Craig. Atta boy.
2-2 misses inside, and now the count's full. Londonderry has had one base runner, came back in the second, and came with 2 outs. Doyle readies. Payoff pitch. Skies it. Foul territory. Yanuko gives it a look, and then it'll get out of play. Be interesting, too, here with the shadows starting to creep in as we get to later in the day here.
Oh, yeah. See the light stanchion shadows.
And again, a lot of these players haven't played in a venue quite like this. It'll be very interesting when the nightcap comes out and those lights get turned on.
Definitely.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch. Swung on and miss. Yanuko will throw down to first, and that is strikeout number 6 for Liam Doyle, and he is dealing.
He's dealing nasty cards is what he's dealing. Wow. Very impressed with him.
Side retired in order in the top of the third. Astros stay on top 1-0, but Liam Doyle is really grooving.
One of the things Liam's doing right now is obviously when you got a pitcher of this sort of magnitude, the location, he's just hitting the locations where he wants to. So after that, what he does have, though, is he's got the ability to intimidate the batter with his heat. And once you intimidate a batter with the heat, what they're thinking about is I can't let him throw it by me. As soon as you start working that through those hard sliders and heavy and high heaters, what happens is you begin to protect the plate rather than get yourself set in the sand there, in the box. And what Liam's doing is he's just hitting it. He's utilizing that to his advantage. And that's not just Liam alone. That's Yanuko as well, doing a great job at catcher. I can see him calling out the signs there. Liam, you always know that a pitcher and a catcher are in sync when they're not waving off 5 pitches, and it's just yes, yes, yes. He is following his lead behind the plate, and he's delivering. Nice chemistry between these two gentlemen. Nice battery. Just fun to watch. I mean, this is a lot of good things going on out there at the mound and behind the plate.
It'll be 9-1-2 of the Pinkerton order due up here in the third inning. Lorenzo Corsetto will lead things off, the second baseman. Again, it was small ball for Pinkerton in the second. They led off with a walk, sacrifice bunt, fly out to tag the runner from second to third, and then a 2-out double by Tom Rio is where we stand.
And let's not take away anything from Kevin Rourke, who's pitching a honey of a game here himself. He was able to pitch himself out of a jam, but that inning could have been a lot worse.
Really battled to get out of that situation.
Very much in control of his delivery, doing a great job.
1-2 the count to Corsetto. Swing and a miss. Bottom fell out of that one.
Got that right.
That is the first strikeout of the day for Rourke.
Yeah, but he's had them a little off of his pace.
Here is the freshman Brandon Horn. He jumps after the first pitch, skies it into left center field. Marshall racing in from center to make the grab, 2 out. Well, that being a freshman in this kind of lineup for Brandon Horn.
Oh, yeah.
Intimidating enough just going into high school as a freshman, never mind trying to make the varsity team.
Well, I can tell you number 16, Cole Yanuko, he can bring it on the gridiron. Let me tell you, it doesn't surprise me one iota that he was a catcher when we walked in here and I looked at the lineup and I said, that's a nice place for him.
Fits the bill.
Yeah, he's fearless.
So Yanuko here, he was retired 3-1. It was a nice job by Carey over at first base. Rourke cover in the bag. And there's a swing. Chopper going to be deep in the hole, and it's not going to be in time.
Yeah, first baseman really wants to stay on the bag in that situation. That throw was accurate. Don't come off, because if they do turn upfield, you're in great position.
So we'll see here on the replay. It looked like he had a little bit more time than he thought.
Yeah, but I mean that he could have stayed on the bag there, but came off. Generally speaking, don't want to come off the bag if it's going to come to you. You never know. A runner falls, slips, misses the bag.
Well, the runner took a turn towards second base,
and would have been in position. You know, that's why you just don't want to really come off the bag if you can help it. But that was just the angle I saw. That doesn't mean it's nice throw by Heenan. He may have him. Whoa, that was close. I'd like to look at that one again. But these umpires have been right on today, but I'd like to see it again. Here we go. Yep. Not going to see it from that angle.
I believe he slid underneath that tag.
It looks like it. Yeah, that's, again, they're right down there. The official was in excellent position.
Nice stop there by Heenan.
Yep.
As Jacob Albert, who flew out to center field to end the first. So this is the second go-around here in this Astros lineup.
You get the feeling that runs in this game are going to be really at a premium. Here we go. Nice stop there. Yep. Nice stop.
Jacob Albert, the center fielder.
Yeah, you get him on, he can steal some bases, I'm sure.
He's a junior with Yanuko over there at second base. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first is in time, and that will secure the strikeout. Second strikeout of the game for Rourke.
He's settling right in as well. Pitching himself an excellent game so far.
No runs, one hit, no errors, man left aboard, and we're through 3 in Manchester. Still 1-0 Pinkerton.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
This portion of our broadcast is brought to you by Final Forms. Final Forms is a proud sponsor of the NHIAA. Final Forms leads the way in sports registration for the compliance, health, and safety of our athletes. And they are an official partner of the NHIAA. See finalforms.com for more information. 1-0 our score here as we move to the fourth. Astros leading it. They picked up the run on a 2-out RBI double by Tom Rio, and it's been pitching and defense so far, and if you're a fan of that, you're liking our game here as Liam Doyle. He has been good for the Astros. He has struck out 6 Londonderry hitters through 3 innings of work. And he'll get 2, 3, and 4 of the Lancer order here. Carey, Pena, Rourke. The lone hit for Londonderry coming in the second inning. 2-out single by Adam Wally. First pitch misses for ball 1. Again, second time through the order here for the Lancer offense. Doyle deals.
Ooh.
Called strike, much to the dismay of Owen Carey.
Lancer, and not just him, the whole Lancer crowd was, I mean, I think they're trying to say it was low, but
swing foul down the first base line.
Yeah, you don't have a ton of time to react for Liam's heat. Be interesting in a pitch selection here. My guess is he's going to go high heat. Try to catch him off balance. Yep, that's exactly what he did.
Blew it right by him.
Blew it right by him, but high heat. That's.
Strikeout number 7 for Liam Doyle. We'll see the replay here.
Yeah, watch this. This is just like I was saying. Bang. Yeah, up high. Awful hard to lay off. Part of what you see is you see it come off straight as a line over the home plate, so you're already starting to go, and you just can't stop doing it.
So 1 out. Here's Johan Pena. He struck out back in the first. As we mentioned, Pinkerton Academy, the largest public high school in New Hampshire with over 3,200 students. Serves the towns of Auburn, Candia, Chester, Derry, Hampstead, and Hooksett.
Yeah, a couple of new additions, picking up Hooksett and Auburn, and you said Candia too, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Not Deerfield, though, right?
Not Deerfield.
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if they were on the docket or not. I thought maybe at one time they were, but I don't want to speak out of school. I don't know.
Pitch misses outside, and in Pinkerton, over 3,200 kids. The next closest school is Nashua South with just over 1,900 students.
Right.
Londonderry with a attendance of 1,458.
Well, when you go to Pinkerton Academy, you feel like you're at a small college campus, really, and that's exactly what you are.
Yeah, 2 years ago was right before the pandemic broke out. We were there for high school basketball semifinals, and you were exactly right. I was very impressed with the facilities down there. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 8 for Doyle. 2 away here in the 4th. And it brings up the opposing pitcher, Kevin Rourke, who struck out back in the 2nd. And again, Doyle's not really falling behind hitters here. He's throwing strikes.
He sure is.
So pitcher versus pitcher here, and the pitch misses outside. The smallest Division I school, in case folks were wondering, Wyndham. Just under 1,000.
Believe they could qualify for Division II, Brett, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot what the cutoff is now.
Well, Hollis Brookline, who we'll see in the Division II state championship, they're the biggest Division II school at 857.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I know that Timberlane's right on the cusp like Wyndham is, I believe. And Timberlane just came up to Division I, at least in football next year. So
pitch misses in.
Well, pitcher to pitcher here. It's always
fascinating dynamic.
A little bit of a head game dynamic. You can't help it. I mean, you want to strike them out so bad that you don't. Of course, at the high school level, a lot of pitchers are solid hitters as well. But, of course, you don't see that in the pros. Or El Tiante, Louis Tiant, 1975. I was 12 years old. He went on quite a hitting tear there. I don't know if, I'm joking, really.
Well, Shohei Ohtani has totally changed the ball game of pitchers being allowed to hit.
Yes, absolutely.
On that last play, Rourke thought he had ball 4, and then he tossed the bat to walk down first base, but it was called a strike. Now, Brent Demas, the head coach of the Lancers, wanted a little chat with Kevin Boldig. So the count now full at 3-2 with 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the 4th.
Just a little clarification. That's all.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, he's really.
Doyle has struck out the side for the 2nd consecutive inning, and he has 9 strikeouts through 4 innings of work. Impressive.
Very.
So Londonderry goes down in order again as Doyle has now retired 7 in a row.
But let's not lose sight of the fact that, that Kevin Rourke has got Pinkerton to 1 run in 3 innings. See what he can do here, but not to be overlooked by any means. This kid's pitching a great game.
He's keeping his team very much in the contest here. It's just the bats are being stymied right now by the southpaw Liam Doyle. Here in the Division I championship game. Again, the Division II championship game, 7 o'clock tonight. We'll have it for you right here. Well, at this point, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Service Credit Union. From free checking to the right savings account for your whole family, Service Credit Union is there for all your financial needs. Learn more at servicecu.org. Of course, proud sponsor of these NHIAA baseball championships. So thank you to all our great sponsors here this afternoon. But as we mentioned, these two teams met earlier this season, midway through the season, back on May 6th, Londonderry winning it 2-0 in Londonderry. That snapped a 10-game win streak for Pinkerton. Actually, snapped a 9-game win streak for Pinkerton. Just one of their 3 losses. The other loss coming to Manchester Memorial and Portsmouth for the Astros. 20-3 on the season. Jackson Marshall, Nick Rio, and Liam Doyle. 4, 5, and 6 of the order due up here for the Astros. The temperature is definitely heated up here. We were just saying off the air that the humidity has certainly picked up, where this morning it was picture perfect weather, had a beautiful breeze, but certainly the temperature on the field has certainly risen here as the day's gone along. Swing and a miss by Marshall.
Yeah, Jackson's looking for the Doubletree Hotel on that one. Not the Hilton Garden right in front of us. I'm talking downtown somewhere.
Of course, we saw in game number 1 a home run hit out to deep left field, hit off the Sam Adams brew house.
It was still going.
Yeah, it was smoked. High fly ball, but it's foul. Really got all of it, but just couldn't straighten it out. Marshall walked and scored the only run. Remember, he led off the second inning with a walk and then was moved around by a sacrifice and then a tag up. And that's fouled off at the plate.
Jackson Marshall going to get his money's worth here no matter what is thrown at him.
Big presence at that dish.
Kind of like number 44, Reggie Jackson type swinging. Just bring it in, I'll take it out.
Ball 4.
Boy, he's got a good eye. That was a hard pitch. You really got to know your strike zone if you're going to let that thing go by with 2 strikes. Nice. He's got a good eye for the plate right there. You can see that plain as day.
And the cleanup hitter earning his 2nd base on balls here this afternoon. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner here.
Now, I'm assuming they have the re-entry rule. They wouldn't be taking Jackson off now, I don't believe.
Kyle Archer is going to...
How does that work in the finals, do you know?
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah. There's been a strong emphasis to allow these games to have other players participate in capacities in which they can help their team succeed. So I got to believe there's a re-entry rule there. We're going to find out shortly.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. Geez, being here all day makes me miss softball, but my body doesn't miss it.
Here's a bunt laid down by Nick Rio,
and
they throw on to second to get the force. Nice play there by Rourke to get the runner over at second. And so Rio will reach on a fielder's choice, and Marshall erased 1, 2, 6.
And good job by Josh Hamilton getting over there and giving him a good target. I mean, Josh is right there, already on second base at that point. Very good job.
So they get the lead runner, 1 out, and it brings up Liam Doyle. Doyle, the starting pitcher for the Astros, flew out to right field his first time up. That tagged up Jackson Marshall, who eventually scored on the 2-out Tom Rio double.
Nice pitch.
Excuse me, that was Archer that was erased at second base, not Marshall. Archer,
yeah, pinch runner, right?
Pinch run for him.
Big pitch here.
Hit on the ground, could be 2 as Hamilton taps second, throws on to first, and time 6-3 twin killing.
Big pitch.
Great pitch there by Rourke, got the ground ball and let his defense do the work.
I thought this was going to be more similar to the last game. I never expected 10-zip, or it was 11-10.
10-0.
10-0.
Yeah.
I never expected that in that game, watching the warm-ups and kind of looking at the strengths of the team on the schedules and things of that nature. This is more what I expected last game as well, but boy, we're getting it here. And anybody who's a true baseball fan, Brett, if you can't appreciate a 1-0 game that's being played like and pitched and defended like this, and coached for that matter, you're missing it.
We are through 4 here in Manchester. Still 1-0 Astros. Back here in Manchester, 1-0 Pinkerton, the Division I state championship being brought to you by the Community College System of New Hampshire. New Hampshire community colleges offer more than 200 associate degrees and certificate programs aligned with career opportunities and transfer pathways, all affordably priced. There are many reasons to choose Community next fall. Learn more at choosecommunity.com. BealsBaseball.com. Brett Franklin, Steve Beals with you here on a beautiful day for baseball. Couldn't have drawn it up any better. Like you said, Steve, it was kind of dicey all week with the weather leading up, but the baseball gods have...
All right, now, I got to ask this now. Are you related in some distant way to Ben Franklin?
No, because I'd have a lot more money than I do right now.
Yeah. He did all right, actually.
He did all right for himself.
Yeah, he wasn't just a politician. He was a businessman, too.
Inventor, all that good
the
stuff.
Whole nine yards.
Jack Marshall.
I think the greatest contribution to him is telling us we have a republic if we can keep it. But we'll see. Others may disagree, but that's okay.
Jack Marshall taking the called strike, 1-1.
There's that hard slider again, bringing it over close to the plate. He's got to bring that in an extra 2 or 3 inches, and that thing's going to be lethal, as it already has been many times when he gets it in the right location.
Doyle has only allowed 1 hit, struck out 9, has not walked anybody.
Yeah, the 1 hit was on a curveball opposite field there. Nobody that I've seen yet is caught up to his heat.
Called strike. Jack Marshall grounded out 5-3, his only time up. And we have a Jack Marshall and a Jackson Marshall in the game today. Can't ask for more than that.
No.
Big swing and a miss.
Yeah, he's getting some movement on that fastball now, which just makes it that much more lethal. When you start seeing a lot of fouls, a lot of swings and misses, it usually means the fastball's got movement. Yeah,
swing
he's got it
and a
right
miss.
there. This guy's a joy to watch.
10th strikeout of the game, 8th strikeout in a row for Liam Doyle.
No wasted energy, too. If you watch him around the mound in between pitches, he's almost looks like he's lethargic, and he's just, he's really building a tempo as he builds up to his final delivery, and then as soon as that final delivery's done, he shuts down, slowly walks around the mound, gets himself mentally prepared, and his body ready for another delivery. He's just outstanding.
10 strikeouts on the game for Doyle.
Yep, constantly looking back at his coaching staff from inside. Instead of having Yanuko do it, he's doing it himself.
Fastball in for a strike.
He's checking back with his coaching staff in between every batter.
That's ripped foul.
But the hitters are confused. They don't know what's coming. They got a eighth of a second to react, if that. He knows it.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Remember we were talking about tempo in between pitches and time frame. He's doing this perfectly.
Bouncer in the dirt, 2-2. Again, Wally with the only base hit for Londonderry, coming with 2 out in the second. Went into right field.
He wants to throw some breaking stuff. Expect a breaking ball here.
2-2. Here's the pitch. And again, another check swing foul by Adam Wally.
If that isn't high 80s, maybe touching 90, I'd be really surprised.
Wally, a senior. One of 5 seniors on this team. He's the only, as he hits a chopper to the shortstop.
That's a great pitch.
2 out.
Yeah, he's got that hard slider. What that does is it gets very difficult to hit that ball, anything on the ground. It drives the bat over the ball, and the spin is naturally downward. And as a result of that, that's exactly what you're going to get off of most of it. It takes a heck of a job to read that and get, I wouldn't say get under it, but get through it. It just hits the bottom of your bat and bounces straight down the ground.
9 in a row retired by Doyle as Jet Jones takes
and how many strikeouts?
10.
10. Wow.
10 through 4 2/3.
Wow.
Not a bad day so far. Out in front of that one is Jet Jones. He struck out to end the second.
Pulled the silly string on that one. Now he's going to come with heat.
Misses low.
Got third base right level with the bag here.
Jet Jones, the DH. Trying to get something going here for Londonderry. He went around.
Yep. Didn't even need to look at the first base official.
Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody on here for the Lancers, trailing by a run.
You're going to hear the Pinkerton crowd go nuts if he strikes him out here.
He's already got 10 Ks, looking for number 11, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Liam Doyle is dealing 11 strikeouts for the Pinkerton Southpaw, and 10 in a row now retired, as the Lancers still cannot figure out Mr. Doyle.
Here it goes. Yeah, he's just tough to get a bat on, for sure.
So 3 up, 3 down for the Lancers, and we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's 1-0 Astros as they'll come to bat here. And like you said, though, Steve, Kevin Rourke, who's the opposing pitcher here, he's pitching just as well here this afternoon.
He's doing a terrific job, and he's extremely sound as well. You know, when you've got intense heat like Doyle's got, it's very easy to look at it and see the demonstration of the quality of a pitcher he is. But when you're a guy like Kevin Rourke, who really relies on changing speeds, moving the ball around, really working it hard with hitters, not that Doyle isn't, against this Pinkerton high-powered offense, there's a lot to be said for what this young man is doing today, and it can't be overlooked. We're trying not to, because he deserves all the credit in the world.
I mean, Pinkerton only has 2 hits. They've only had 2 base runners.
So 1-0 game.
Yeah. Still a lot here to go, but we are already here at the bottom of the 5th inning.
Pitching coaches at the high school level are so important. Pitching coaches at any level are so important.
First pitch swinging is Tom Rio. He grounds it over to shortstop. And was he on the bag? He was. Nice stretch there by Carey over at first base.
Yeah, he caught the ball, and then he kind of reached for it, and he tagged it. Nice job by the official coming all the way around. Here we go. Watch the official's position here. You got to give these guys a lot of credit. Great job. Good stretch. He held onto the bag. Official's right on it. Coming towards the bag like that. Makes the call. No doubt. Nice work.
Alan Gorovitz, our first base umpire. As Riley Bolio, 0 for 1 with a ground out. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Bolio, the number 8 hitter. 7, 8, 9 due up as Tom Rio is retired.
So Kevin really working on that curveball, throwing it multiple times. It's having an effect. He's doing a good job of not hanging it. He's bringing it just outside. It looks like it's inside, and it's too late by the time you swing it. Nice fastball. That's a good out right there.
Just like that, Bolio retired, looking on the strikeout. Third strikeout for Rourke this afternoon, and there's quickly 2 down in the 5th.
I have no doubt if you looked at told the Londonderry faithful it was 1-0, or the Pinkerton had 1 run into the pretty much almost to the end of the 5th inning, they'd be ecstatic right now, and they should be. This Londonderry Lancer team is bringing a quality game here.
And Rourke is bringing it on the mound as he picks up a strike call there on Lorenzo Corsetto. He's one of the 3 strikeout victims here this afternoon. If Corsetto can reach, we go to the top of the order with Brandon Horn. It'll be that magic 3rd time through the order.
Yeah, Kevin Rourke's got to make sure that he's... Yeah, nice job.
Great frame there by Heenan.
Oh, excellent frame. That ball looked like about 2 or 3 inches outside, and Drew Heenan brought it right in beautifully.
2 out, nobody on. Fouled off. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 out here in the 5th. Try to paint that outside edge again. Didn't get it. Full count.
Yep. Big pitch here.
Yeah, don't want to walk the number 9 hitter with top of the order due up. Here's a ground ball, ranging to his right quickly, sliding, making the grab, throwing on to first, not in time.
Nice call.
As Corsetto reaches safely. Great effort by Anderson over there at second base. Again, just that ball just slowly rolled, and the speed of Corsetto, as we'll see it here on the replay.
Yeah, you were talking about framing earlier. Guy that used to drive me bananas on the Yankees was Jorge Posada. How he used to frame incredibly well. He would start outside and then bring his glove in because he knew where it was going to end up. Of course, he had a wonderful pitching staff, but he framed it as good as any catcher I've ever seen. And he bought a lot of strikes for his staff. Whoa.
Runner goes, throw down front to second, not in time. Stolen base.
Yeah, I think if that wasn't over the batter's head, I think he had a shot at getting him out.
Remember, Astros scored their only run with 2 outs. And they've got a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs.
Yep. This is a big time of the game right here. I don't think anyone would think otherwise. This is a huge part of the game. Ooh.
Curveball just misses. Rourke wanted that one, didn't get it. Especially with the way Doyle's been dealing. A 1-run lead certainly feels a lot larger. As that one's fisted foul. Horn is 0 for 2. 2 flyouts. One to right and center.
Nice fan base here today of this game.
Definitely has filled in nicely.
Sure has.
Of course, the nightcapper will be the Division II game tonight. Hollis Brookline and St. Thomas.
And the Hilton Garden Inn Pavilion out there is really filling up. He's got him. He's got him. Boy, he's daring.
In the dirt, check swing. They're going to appeal. Yes, he went.
We'll see if we can see that from third base camera. I don't know if he's got it or not, but he's going to be dealing here in a second. That's all right. Big pitch here.
Fisted into center field, and that'll drop. They'll wave the runner around. It's bobbled out there in center, on to second, and sliding in safely is Brandon Horn. And the Astros make it 2-0, and they do it again with 2 outs.
Well, he got the pitch count that he wanted, Brett. And pitch count's important for confidence. If you're facing a high, a heater pitcher, that's one thing. But boy, he did a nice job keeping his hands back. Excuse me, keeping his bat back, getting his hands out there, driving it to the opposite field. That's a nice piece of hitting right there.
And again, they do it with 2 outs.
Yeah.
And again, after the 2-out single by Corsetto, which, again, it was a tough play for Anderson to make, but you get that out and the inning's over.
Yep.
So while it was not ruled an error, certainly a miscue there that could play big here, especially with the way Doyle's been dealing for Pinkerton.
They could have ruled that as an error, actually. They could have got away with that.
Yeah, I didn't see what the official ruling was on that.
There was no question. That was the advance right there.
It was definitely a hit, but again, just makes that play, and again, it was a tough play. Situation could be a lot different, but again, that's the way the bounces happen here.
And they still got another run. And I mean, this is a big run here.
As Cole Yanuko takes ball 1 outside. Yanuko 1 for 2, singled his last time up in the third.
Had a little meeting at the mound there. I don't know if that was where the whole infield was, and I don't know if they've got some sort of a strategy going on here or whatever, but be interesting to see what maybe they would talk about.
Sprayed into deep right field, drifting back, still going back near the corner to make the catch is Wally.
Oh, they had to have that, yeah.
And that is a big third out.
Had to have that.
The Astros, they add on another run, and through 5 here in Manchester, it's Pinkerton 2, Londonderry nothing.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
All right, through 5 here in Manchester, Pinkerton picks up another run. They lead it 2-0 as we go to the 6th inning. It'll be 8-9-1 due up for the Londonderry Lancers. But the big story here, though, Steve, has been Liam Doyle, the starter for Pinkerton. The senior has struck out 10 through 5 innings of work, and so far Londonderry has not been able to figure him out.
They have not. And my sense is throughout the season, Brett, that not many teams have been able to figure him out with a 17-3 record.
11 strikeouts for Doyle here in this game.
Yeah, that's an incredible, statistic when you think about it.
He has retired 10 Londonderry hitters in a row, and he'll face Anderson, McKinnon, and Hamilton here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, this is when you start, as a Lancers, you got to start looking at Plan B. You got to start looking at bunting. You got to start shortening your swing and just try to dink it in the outfield. But if you think you're going to rear back and you're going to swing from your tail end against this guy, it's just not going to happen. So either shorten up the swing, try to do a push bunt.
And so far, the Astros with Bolio, the third baseman, in on the grass. That's what they're expecting.
He hasn't lost 1 mile per hour of velocity in this game so far since he started. Anderson's
0 for 1, down and on the feet of the second baseman.
Yeah, that's another way to get on. But when you've had location and accuracy all over the strike zone like Liam has, it's just that's a nice pitch right across the inside corner. He's a tough pitcher when you got 2 strikes on you. You don't know what's coming. He may pull the string here.
2-2 the count on Anderson. Gets a piece of it. Bounding ball, second base. 1 out. Fourth ground ball out by the Pinkerton defense here this afternoon. And we might have a pinch hitter here. And it looks like we will.
Yeah, you got to try something.
It's going to be Ty Miles. So Ty Miles going to hit here for Brett McKinnon to try to shake something up. Here for Londonderry, trailing 2-0. They have scrounged up just 1 hit here this afternoon.
Wow. That was like, I was wondering if there was a yo-yo attached to that. It was going to come back the other way. That thing was pulled. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Doyle ahead, 0-2.
Wow.
Looking for his 12th strikeout of the game. The senior southpaw readies. He'll fire the 0-2. Pickup strikeout number 12. And there's 2 down here in the 6th.
The legend grows. What happens with a pitcher is when you start overpowering and you just start mowing guys down, the legend grows and you come up to the plate with a preset mindset, if you will, and it's awful difficult to overcome. Sometimes you just got to come up there and, yeah, he's...
Jaden Hamilton, 0 for 2, swings and misses at the first pitch. Third time around here in this order for the Lancers. Trailing 2-0, 2 out.
Yeah. Ooh. He's built himself a repertoire beyond just the heat. He's developed his other pitches.
Called strike, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. 6th inning. Doyle readies the 1-2. Check swing in the dirt. He went. Strikeout number 13 for Liam Doyle. And just like that, the Lancers are retired in order for the 4th straight inning.
He's on fire. But this game is still within striking distance with a 2-0 lead. What they need to do is they got to get past this inning, and then they'll have another crack at it.
So you see Brent Demas, the head coach of Londonderry, trying to figure something out here for his offense, who has not been able to muster much. Just 1 hit as his young squad trying to figure out the ace from Pinkerton Academy.
So Kevin's got to forget the score, and he's got to know ahead what his job. He's got a job to do. He knows that, and execution for him here is big, because any more runs, it's just going to dig the hole so deep.
Again, already a 2-0 lead feels like 5-0.
It absolutely is, but that's within striking distance. You get a couple of plays, maybe get an error.
Still very
maybe
much
drive an alley. It's 2 runs is very different than 3, 4, and up. It's 2-run deficit's doable. I'm sure they'd rather have it 1 right now, because it's going to take so much with this young man, Doyle, on the mound. It's going to take so much to get somebody around the diamond. But you got to believe, and it's the law of averages work much better with 1 or 2 runs than it does more than that in the course of it with 1 inning left.
3, 4, 5 of the order due up here for the Astros. Albert, Marshall, Rio, and Jacob Albert, who's 0 for 2, takes ball 1. Kevin Rourke still out there for Londonderry. Did see some left-handed action in the bullpen last half frame.
Yeah, he can't afford to put somebody on. Make him earn it.
Chopper up the middle. Anderson charging. 1 out. Good
play. Surprised he went for that pitch, to be honest with you. Got a 2-0 count.
Yeah, we talk about players coming back for Londonderry, and our starting pitcher out there, just a junior, so that's going to be an arm to deal with next year in
Liam?
Division I. Kevin Rourke, our starter here for Londonderry.
Yeah, Liam's a senior, isn't he?
Liam is a senior,
yeah,
yes.
Right.
Liam Doyle, our senior.
Yeah, Kevin's doing a magnificent job here. Nice pitch.
Coming right at Jackson Marshall, who has walked both times tonight and has scored a run.
Yeah, he's had a great eye for the plate tonight.
And that hit him.
Just in case you guys didn't know, Jackson, I can attest, does not feel pain. I have watched this guy in the gridiron, watched him on the court. What's going on here?
Well, our first base umpire, I thought, was originally going to come out to talk with the home plate umpire to see if maybe he stuck his arm out there, or maybe they thought that it hit the barrel of the handle of the bat. Not sure. We're going to replay here.
Well, I mean, like I say, what is crowding the plate? I mean, technically, in the plane above the thing, you're not supposed to have your body parts hit above the plane. But that's extremely hard thing to call. I think the whole situation there is he was lined up way in, and Jackson's afraid of nothing, so he doesn't care.
So Jackson Marshall, for the 3rd time this afternoon, has reached base.
Yeah, that's
2 walks and a hit by pitch. Now it's Nick Rio. He's 0 for 1. Had a sacrifice back in the 2nd inning.
I don't think Jackson's going to steal.
Another throw over to first.
I think they're looking to push him around the diamond there. Put another run on the board and really make it difficult for the Lancers. Nice pitch.
Nick Rio, the first baseman, like we said, 0 for 1. 2-0 Pinkerton, looking for the extra insurance run.
Yeah, there was definitely something there, Brett, with the umpire at first base. Looked like he had an opinion or some thoughts on what had transpired on that last swing by Jackson. But
yeah, I think what happened was
he never came all the way down, though. He kind of.
I think what happened was Marshall wasn't happy about being plunked, and he kind of took his time going down the first baseline.
Oh.
I think the umpire said, "Hurry up!"
Yeah,
and
get down there.
Down
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Well, Jackson's an emotional player, and he brings that with him in every sport that he plays. He's been a fun guy to watch this past year, I'll tell you. Whoa!
And that one plunks.
Yeah, he's
Rio. And that's going to do it for Rourke here as Brent Demas quickly out of the dugout. There is action in the Pinkerton bullpen. Max Lukeman is getting loose.
He's going to go with a right-hander. I think this is a good move. What happens is he's showing all the signs of, he has done a magnificent job. They ought to give. They're giving Lancers class act by the Lancers fans, giving this young man, a hand. He deserves it. He has pitched. It's 2-0 Pinkerton right now in the 6th inning, Brett. I mean, really? What more can you ask for the young man?
Oh, Kevin Rourke pitched a
tremendous job,
unbelievable game, and might be pegged the tough luck loser here this afternoon.
But he shows that signs that any pitching coach should go out there and remove him from the game, because probably went out there and asked him, "You okay? You want a replacement? Whatever." Probably said no, but you do it anyway.
So the new pitcher in is Michael Crowley, the junior southpaw. So he'll check in here and replace the starting pitcher, Kevin Rourke. And like we said, Rourke's a junior, so he's certainly got plenty more left in that tank here for another senior ride. But right now his team trailing 2-0, and now in an even bigger spot with 2 on and nobody out. One out, excuse me.
This is a big out right here. You can't allow a guy no outs to get on third. You got to have an out here, and you got to get back to the 7th inning with. Actually, this is the top of the 6th, right?
This is the bottom of the 6th.
The bottom of the 6th, excuse me. Yeah, so you got to get to the 7th inning 2-0.
Yeah, got to keep it 2-0 if you're Londonderry here. But Pinkerton fans, they can feel it. Looking for their first state title since 1986.
You're kidding.
Those are the facts, my friends. 3 titles in Pinkerton history, 1986, 1967, and 1964.
Wow.
Astros were runner-up in 2014 and 1995.
Oh, this is a big night for them.
Absolutely. I didn't think it was that long for Pinkerton baseball.
I thought it was that late 90s group, early 2000 group they had. I assumed that they had a championship then. Did not know that.
Here's Liam Doyle trying to help his own cause here. Jumps after the first pitch, hits it high in the air to left center field. Could be trouble chasing, coming in. Diving grab made by McKinnon. What a play.
What a play. Nice hustle. Good jump on the ball. Cradled it nicely.
Brett McKinnon, and we'll see the replay right here.
Oh, that's great camera work, Craig. Super job, Craig. Outstanding.
Didn't think he was going to come up with that one, but
yeah, did a nice job.
Certainly.
Well, that's what they needed. And nothing. They don't have a lot of speed at second base. I don't mean that from I mean, respectfully, I say not a lot of speed. Jackson brings all kinds of things to the game, but so they have an opportunity here, even with a base hit, with a good fielding play. They should be able to hold here. Although it wouldn't surprise me at all if Jackson went right through the turn. So
Tom Rio, the DH.
He's an aggressive player.
As an RBI to his credit, hits a slow roller to the third baseman. He'll gobble it up. Pena on to first, and that will retire the side.
They did it. Nice job of relief.
So after the 6th inning, Astros strand 2. Pinkerton 3 outs away from a championship. We'll find out if they can do it when we come back.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
All right, we're here in the 7th inning, and Pinkerton 3 outs away from possibly hoisting the hardware, but still within reach for the Lancers, Steve Beals. But, boy, they got to get the bats going, and they have not done that against Liam Doyle this afternoon.
Yeah, but defensively last inning in the 6th, they did what they had to do. They kept it at a 2-point margin. I think that's critical. You never know when a pitcher suddenly hits the limit, and what they need to do is get him, if they can. It's been very difficult because he's just been throwing strikes, very difficult strikes to hit at that. But if there's any way they can get inside of his head a little bit, get his pitch count up a little bit, but he just shows no sign of tiring. But it can happen all of a sudden. And he's into the later innings even for a starting major league pitcher. You're in the 7th inning now. You're in the last third. So let's see if he's still got that heat.
He'll face Owen Carey, who jumps after the first pitch, hits it into foul territory, first base side, and that'll get out of the reach of Rio. So since giving up the only hit of the day to Londonderry back in the 2nd inning, Doyle has retired 13 Lancer hitters in a row.
Remarkable.
He has struck out 13 in this game. Trying to do something this program hasn't done in 36 years, win a state title. Pitch misses. Owen Carey 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout.
What the Lancers need is to somehow get Liam off of his game and hopefully get a little higher in the pitch count. Yep.
This is high and tight.
It's also, you got to feel the pressure. It's his job to close this thing out. Nice pitch. He certainly hasn't lost any heat. Big pitch here.
Fights it off foul. 2-2 now the count on Owen Carey.
Yep.
Carey, Pena, Rourke. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, this is definitely in Liam's favor right now.
Hit in the air to right center field, and there to make the catch is Albert in center field, 1 away. Boy, that looked like it was going to be trouble, but
it hung up there a little bit. Great job by Albert. He's just got terrific speed. It was never going to be a matter of whether he caught up to the ball there once it hung, but I was wondering about the sunshine, if it was going to be difficult ball to see.
So 1 out, and here's Johan Pena, 0 for 2.
That's the first time I've really seen a batter get around, be able to pull the ball against Liam.
Hit on the ground and into left field for a base hit. First hit since the 2nd inning. And now the tying run will come to the plate.
And only that's where you want. You get a guy on. Now the ties, like you said, tie runners at the plate, but that's 2 batters now that have got around on Liam. Every pitcher, no matter how great they are, the question is I don't know, do they have a Manuel Rivera-style closer? I think that they'll ride this thing with Liam right to the end, personally.
I agree.
Why wouldn't you?
Aiden Washington is going to pinch run here for Pena. Washington, the senior. And Kevin Rourke, who is our starting pitcher, hitting cleanup here and a chance to help his team out. He represents the tying run at the plate. Rourke is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So that breaks up a String of 14 in a row retired by Doyle. Tried to check his swing there, did Rourke, and fouls it off.
Yeah, you want to try to. It's a big at bat right here.
You got the part of the order you want up.
Yep. Big at bat.
It's really the only big trouble Doyle's been in all day today. 1 out, 1 on here in the 7th. Down and in. Two nothing our score, top of the 7th.
What you want to do is you want to get these, when a pitch is overpowering.
Swing and a miss, snap throw down to first, not in time.
You really want to get him in the stretch position, and they've done that. But right now, was that 2 strikes?
1 and 2.
Yeah, not a good count against Liam Doyle. Let's see what he can pull out here.
Just got a piece of it, did Rourke, to stay alive. Liam Doyle has allowed only 2 hits, struck out 13 here in this game, trying to shut the door on Londonderry. Here's the 1-2. Did he go? No, he did not, says the home plate umpire Kevin Bolduc. They appeal and they say no.
I never broke the plane.
2 balls, 2 strikes. On the cleanup hitter, Rourke.
You certainly can't be frustrated with the pace of these games. They really, these players and umpires and everything, they've just kept this thing moving. It's just been enjoyable. Very little downtime.
2-2 the count to Rourke. Count now full. Doyle has not walked a batter here this afternoon.
No, but when you're in the last inning to close out a championship that's been going on, it hasn't happened since the 80s. There is pressure on Liam right now. Let's not kid ourselves. There's got to be. He did it.
Strike 3.
You've got to lay off that. That was ball 4. But with Liam, it's so hard to do with that high heat.
14th strikeout of the game for Doyle.
That was clearly out of the strike zone.
And Rourke knew it. Couldn't hold up. And now it's all down to Jack Marshall for Londonderry, representing the tying run. He's 0 for 2. 2 out here in the 7th. Pinkerton fans are on their feet behind their team's dugout.
Boy, they're playing straight away. They are leaving that left field alley wide open. I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you.
Pitch misses away.
I mean, when you look at that alley right there, and now Jackson Marshall just moved further over towards the line.
Jack Marshall at the plate here, the center fielder for the Lancers. Again, 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Foul
nice
tip.
swing, but
One ball, 1 strike on the number 5 hitter, Jack Marshall. Ball 2. Two and 1 on Marshall. 2-2. Couldn't hold up.
nope. Well, you see it coming down and you think this is a strike, 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 strike. That's what the mind tells you.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out.
So hard to catch up with.
Doyle readies. And the pitch. Swing and a miss! And for the first time since 1986,
Wow.
Pinkerton,
They did it.
your state champs in Division I.
What a masterful performance by the whole program, the whole team. But Liam Doyle, folks,
15 strikeouts.
15 strikeouts. That's 5 innings of the 7 innings of strikeouts. It's incredible. It means 6 batters did something else.
Liam Doyle pitches a complete game, 2-hit shutout.
Masterful.
Strikeout 15 and gives his teammates their first title in 36 years. Tough luck loss for Londonderry and Kevin Rourke, who pitched himself a heck of a ball game for the Lancers.
Yeah, you got to feel good for Pinkerton, though, to bring a championship back home in a sport that hasn't happened since 1988, you said?
1986.
86, that's incredible.
And, of course, the Lancers have a lot of young talent. They should be right in the thick of things again for Division I next year. But it's all Astros here in the Division I state championship as they win it 2-0.
Well, this young man will be remembered for a long time. He certainly deserves his fair share of holding that plaque, I'll tell you that. But you got to give the rest of this squad a tremendous amount of credit. They were tight, played good defense. They brought a few runs across that they needed to do. Very, very solid team.
Pinkerton scored a run in the second and a run in the fifth, and again rode the arm of Liam Doyle to their first state championship since 1986.
And you know that the Londonderry Lancer group here probably feels a little sad to lose the game and everything, but they know that they got everything in gear as they look forward to next year. It's a young, solid baseball team with their ace pitcher coming back. So
it'll sting tonight, but moving forward,
yep,
a lot to look forward to.
Absolutely.
For the Lancer faithful. So Pinkerton Academy, the second-seeded Astros, they claim the 2022 Division I state championship, knocking off fourth-seeded Londonderry by a final score of 2-0. So, with that, we got one more coming up, the Division II state championship between Hollis Brookline and St. Thomas. That will be coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. We'll have that for you right here on these airwaves. But 3 in the book, Steve, and we got one more still to come, and all these games have had their interesting moments, and even the Sunapee game, which was a 10-0 blowout, certainly
early parts of the game, it just slipped away from Newmarket, and they ran into a heck of a job by their pitching with their pitcher, Finn, and he just did a terrific job as well. But I haven't seen anything, a high school pitching, contribution like that in a long time. And this guy is just, he's cool, very mature, very contained, but he is explosive out of that mindset. And very impressive, a well-deserved plaque by the Pinkerton Astros. And as we said earlier, this Londonderry Lancer team appears to have nothing but good times ahead of itself.
Well, Steve Campo, the head coach of the Astros, helping guide his team to their first state championship since 1986. And the Astros will be bringing the hardware back to Derry later this evening. So, with that being said, we will step aside one more time, and when we talk to you again, it'll be the Division II state championship. Hollis Brookline and St. Thomas. We'll bring it to you starting just a little bit before 7 o'clock. So for Steve Beals, I'm Brett Franklin, saying so long. We'll talk to you at 7 o'clock for the Division II state championship right here on the NFHS network. And thanks to all of our hardworking production crew on the FNL NH Media crew. We appreciate all the hard work you guys do. And we'll be back for one more game in the Division II state championship coming up here at 7 o'clock.